You're welcome.
Good afternoon. This is Judge Alyssa Perez resuming the criminal docket for the 210th District Court for February 22nd, 2022. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Pantoja, would you call our next case?
Yes, Judge. It's cause number 2021-0D0-3092. Cause number 2019-0D0-4903. State of Texas versus Kevin Gomez. Announcement to council, please.
Samantha Rugg on behalf of the state on the cause number ending in 3092. We're ready, Your Honor.
And Roland on behalf of the state, cause number ending in 4903.
Omar Carmona on behalf of Kevin Gomez. Ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. Gomez is appearing from the jail annex. Mr. Carmona, we're here for a status and on the new case and a pre-revo. I have been reviewing for a while. Do you have any particular update? If not, I have an idea of what my thought process is here.
Well, of course, I can't read your mind, Judge. We're just asking. I just want to reiterate that if probation would still want to work with him, given his age. I've had a long talk with him and his family. They're willing to do anything it takes to make sure he gets back on track, Judge. Right. I don't doubt that he can do it. I know he can do it. He's a very capable young man. So we're asking the court to consider another crack at probation. Thank you.
Ms. Rago, what do you intend to do with that new case? That's kind of what I need to know.
Your Honor, on this, the rec is 12 months state jail. I can work with him though on that as well with the time, with some mitigation.
Okay, are you asking defense to send you something, or this is what I'm thinking of doing? If I feel like, I hope we have gotten Mr. Gomez's attention. We tried to do that when he was not in jail. My biggest concern was going to be what the state intended to do. If what you're saying, Ms. Rago, is that you might consider some type of probation, on a certain level, you have the new case, so you know how bad it is. If it's something that you're considering probation, and I'm not asking you to do that, I will consider running these together. Basically, the new case is going to guide us. I know what I've heard about the new case, misunderstanding, wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know. What I'm going to do, though, is forego any action in terms of the probation case until I know what you all want to do with that new case. If it's something where no matter what, Mr. Carmona, you think it's going to be a trial or something like that, so be it. If there's some room to dispose of it, however you all do it, if it ends up being probation, I think that's what I'll end up doing with the probation case. Okay. So Sandy, what that means for the settings is this probation case will just be a status that tracks the new case. If you all come to an agreement, we will discuss it at the next 2021 case setting and go from there. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Alrighty. Thank you very much.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
You may. Thank you. Who's
next?
next?
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so we can get Vaughn on page 10, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, sir, what was the last name?
Last name Vaughn, Priscilla Vaughn.
V0 VONN. Is Mr. Herrera here? Was that Mr. Herrera? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was Mr. Spencer.
No,
Sorry. Mm-hmm.
We're looking from Your Honor, because he wasn't on our docket, and we're looking throughout the seat to see where he's at, because we can't find him.
Okay, so Mr. Spencer, if you'll just stand by. Trees, who does public defender have?
They're here on
Looks like Badillo.
Badillo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Annex, so we can get Badillo.
Yes, sir.
I've got the SO number on Vaughn if you need that.
Yes, what's the number, sir?
96 81 253. Mr. Badillo?
Yes.
Okay, Judge. Cause number 2018-0D05677, State of Texas versus Juan Cruz. By the announcement to council, please.
King for the state of Texas.
Deborah Bobbin for Mr. Badillo, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
And Mr. Badillo is appearing from the jail annex. We're set for a bond hearing. Ms. Bobbin, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Badillo, is 54 years old. He's a U.S. citizen. He has a place to reside in Chaparral, New Mexico. He has been living there for the past several years. He also has 3 of his 4 kids that live in Chaparral, as well as 4 of his grandkids. He has been in the El Paso area for about 37 years. He did obtain his GED. He only has an elementary education. Mr. Badillo is currently unemployed, Your Honor. He's actually, he has a lot of health issues. He needs a knee replacement. He has high blood pressure. He can't feel his feet from his ankles down. He has lower back pain issues, arthritis, anxiety, depression. He does get services at Clínica de la Familia in Anthony, New Mexico, and he would continue to get services if he were to be released. We are respectfully requesting for the court to grant him a PR bond. He has been detained now and he cannot post the bond. The urgency for him as well is that he did get approved for Social Security, but he needs to be out of custody so he can actually start getting his benefits. And so that's what we are respectfully requesting for the court to grant him bond relief.
Okay, and so no resources, Missy Bobbin, none?
No.
Okay, Ms. King.
Your Honor, the state respectfully opposes to the bond. There is a very long history, criminal history. 1989 aggravated assault, police officer. 1990 DUI conviction, 2 years probation. 2007 we have theft property by check less than 500. That was dismissed. 2012 aggravated assault, family house with a weapon, 3 years confinement. 2015 assault family house member twice within the 12 months, conviction 2 years to TDC. 2015 interfere with emergency. I don't have a disposition. 2018 violation of protective order, which is the same victim as in this case. We have another 2018 protective or violation of protective order, same victim. Theft of property in 2018, less than 2,500. We also have a wanted warrant in Las Cruces that was issued on December 27, 2021, which is violation of court order. We also have aggravated DWI in New Mexico, concealing identity, DUI, attempted battery of a household member again in 2019, DWI in an open container in 2019 out of New Mexico. And in Arizona, we do have a federal charge in 1996 for conspiracy to possess with the intent to distribute. I don't have a disposition in 1997. We also have conspiracy with the intent to distribute, and that was believe 27 months time and 4 years of supervision.
Okay, Ms. King, do you have a rec on this case?
Honor, yes, I do have 2 TDC on this case.
Okay, and the bond is 10,000, right? 10,000 cash surety? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so no, that request to reduce will be denied based on the prior history, the prior non-compliance and safety of the community. The bond will stay the same. Thank you, Mr. Badillo. Thank you, Missy Bobbin. Missy Bobbin, if you don't have anything else, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye-bye,
take
everyone.
care. Bye-bye. Who's next, Tree?
Let me see if the annex was able to locate Vaughn. Annex, were you able to locate Vaughn?
Yes, sir. If you could give us like 3-4 minutes, he's on his way already, sir. So
Okay,
he should
no
be here
problem.
shortly.
Okay, thank you.
let's go ahead and take care of Vias so Mr. Lerma doesn't have to wait.
Okay, Annex, if we could get Daniel Bias, please.
It's coming right up.
Thank you.
Given that Russia has invaded Ukraine, the attempts at diplomacy, what would you think?
All right, go ahead, Sri.
Yes, sir. Cause number 2019-0004292, State of Texas versus Daniel Bias. Announcement of council, please.
Robert King for the state of Texas.
Good afternoon, all. Eduardo N. Lerma for Daniel Valles.
Good afternoon, council, and we are scheduled for a status conference. Mr. Vias is appearing from the jail annex remotely. This is our weekly status. I did see in the interim, Ms. King had forwarded some emails regarding the ordered production, I guess, of some of the DA's file for defense counsel. Mr. Lerma, have you gone to pick those up, or has your office gone to pick those up?
Immediately we did it, Your Honor.
Great, great.
We're working feverishly.
Thank you so much. Well, I appreciate everyone's work on this, and thank you, Ms. King, to you and your office for, I know we had kind of thrown around an idea of, maybe a week's turnaround time on some of these things. Has everything that we discussed last week to be disclosed in that manner or produced in that manner been handed over to defense, Ms. King?
Yes, Your Honor, it has. And additionally, I have also taken the courtesy to go ahead and burn the phone extraction from the offender's phone into a Blu-ray disc. And I did notify Mr. Lerma that is ready for his pickup, should he choose to pick it up for his review. I also did notify and filed a notice of Brady for the state has not been able to crack the victim's phone, the deceased. We have tried multiple times. As a matter of fact, we also tried, or the detective also tried yesterday. I have spoken to Mr. Lerma right before lunch, letting him know of these facts. He did ask if the state would be okay with having Mr. Lerma's own choosing of an expert to try to open the phone. The state is not opposed to that, so long as we are following the chain of custody and we have an approved expert to do so.
Mr. Lerma, do you have someone in mind lined up and a potential time? Have you all been discussing that already?
Well, we just got this notice. I was hoping we didn't have to do this, but apparently we do now. And I'm going to need a little bit more time on this, Your Honor, for him to examine it and send it back. And as far as the chain of custody, we'll agree that it's fine.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what details you all need to work out on that or how long it might take, but whatever needs to be started immediately, because that is something that gives me some concern regarding delay. Up until this point, I know the state, yes, they did file a notice regarding, I believe, a detective. I saw that notice. I saw the list of witnesses. But what remained outstanding, which defense counsel had not urged, was the motion for continuance. So I haven't forgotten about that. I know we haven't formally discussed it at a hearing yet, but as these discovery issues come up, obviously, I don't know if we'll need to get there or not. But again, with the same speed and urgency, I guess, diligence that you all have worked on all these disclosures or production, if you will continue to do that, I think it will go a long way in the event we do run into any hurdles to, just assist the court in seeing how quickly everything is moving. Do we have anything else to cover for this week?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor. I also did let know Mr. Lerma that the deceased Facebook, everything is been on portal, her entire Facebook account. So that is accessible to Mr. Lerma.
Okay.
All the photos, all of the Vivint recordings there's around 260 event recordings that is on portal and also was saved into the CDs.
Okay.
Mr. Lerma.
Mr. Lerma, how about you? Is there anything that you wanted to approach the court on?
Well, I'm concerned about the iPhone itself, Your Honor, because we did need it and we do need it. And it's crucial to our defense because part of our defense is going to be that this couple, and I'll be out as open as candid as possible, was constantly fighting over jealousy issues. And that would tend to show the jury that there were a lot of problems between the couple. And that's why I need it, Your Honor.
Okay. Has there been any, Ms. King, with respect to, I guess, everyone's inability on your end of accessing the data from that particular cell phone, is there any kind of report generated with respect to that? You know, is there something that formally discloses to defense the efforts that were made either by, you know, law enforcement or whoever examined that phone, and why it's not accessible?
You're on. Can you elaborate a little more? So all I have, if I'm understanding your question correctly, I do have the emails asking the Detective Michael Lara that is assigned to this case from CAP. Me asking, you know, if we can unlock the phone again, and the hurdle that we are running into is every time we try a code, it is a 6-digit code. The phone, you know, tells you to wait for an hour, and then the second time you try, it has to, you know, you have to wait for 24 hours. I did reach out to the deceased mother, Miss Rose, and I did ask if she would know, or any other family member would know of any possibility. Maybe they know her code. We have tried those, or the detective has tried those, and we have been unsuccessful so far.
Okay, Mr. Lema, I don't know all the in and outs of how potentially that data is able to be accessed, but I would urge you to, however it is that you're having your person review the phone, if there is some alternate course of action that you go forward with that as best as you can. And if you need any relief from the court in that sense, whether it means, I don't know, you know, I don't know what it might mean, but we need to find out what it is your person can do to try and access that information, because obviously it may be useful for trial.
Your Honor, this is, if I may, Your Honor, this has created a whole new issue, and we're studying it as I speak. We're going to be filing the appropriate motions as soon as possible. So this is going to prolong the situation, in my opinion. But however, Your Honor, trying to keep with the court's schedule, we will be working feverishly. I've been known to work 24 hours a day, Your Honor, so this won't be any different.
Well, with the only potential issue in terms of having to schedule a hearing, if you need to file something and have it heard this week, we will do our best to accommodate you. I know we have some concerns about timing and being in trial, but who knows? I don't know what's going to happen there. So if we need to have something heard sooner than what we have already scheduled, which is the March 3rd and 4th court docket, then please file whatever you need to file quickly. Okay.
Your Honor, we do have that motion to suppress statements.
Okay. So
and that was going to be said by the court.
So I know we have motion hearings on Odyssey. I don't know that we've received the specific. Sandy, maybe you can help me on that.
Mr. Lemma, if you give me a date, I don't see him, Judge. If you give me a date, I can look for it, but I don't see it filed and it wasn't forwarded to me.
Yes, what we did was we adopted the previous council motions.
So I think, Sandy, I think it was actually Ms. Caballero, the first attorney, who had filed the motion to suppress it. And there might be another one. I can't remember offhand, But I know for sure Ms. Caballero had one filed because I think it predated COVID. So that.
They've not been heard, Your Honor.
Correct. They have not been heard. Is that the only motion thus far?
Thus far, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. King, in terms of that specific motion, are you aware of any conflicts for witnesses or anything like that, that for those dates? I think we have March 3rd in the afternoon and then March 4th, aside from our conflicts of being in trial.
No, Your Honor, I don't know of any conflicts, and I actually have been working through the motions because my impression from the last hearing was Mr. Lerma wanted all the motions to be to have a hearing, and actually most of them were filed by Rebecca from the Public Defender's Office.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the
So,
motion.
Mr. Lerma, just for the court's clarification, please email both me and Ms. Aguirre the list of every motion that, for example, if you're adopting previous council's motion, each motion that you want heard, because I need to make sure Ms. King has adequate notice in terms of any potential witnesses or anything else she needs for that date, for those dates. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor. That's precisely why we immediately filed a motion adopting all previous motions, because we wanted to save some time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just need specificity on the motions that you want a hearing on. So I know you adopted them, but please, and if you file something regarding the phone between now and then, let us know as well. Don't just file it and expect that we're going to have it. Let us know specifically the hearing that you need the hearing on it, because we have quite a decent amount of time to have those hearings. So, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What else? Anything else?
That's all, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you for all of your work, Mr. Lerma and Ms. King as well. Thank you, Mr. Valles. We're good to go. We'll see you all next week.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Mr. Prosecutrix, have a good day.
By Mr. Lerma.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. That's fine. Annex, we could get Roberto Armendáriz.
Yes, sir. And we have Mr. Vaughn here already, sir.
Vaughn Prison, okay, thank you.
Is this Mr. Armendáriz? Yes, Mr. Armendáriz. Okay.
Okay, Judge. Cause number 2021-0D0-2887. Cause number 2021-0D0-2888. State of Texas versus Roberto Armendáriz. Announcement of council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Good afternoon, Judge Perez.
Good afternoon, Mr. Macias.
Francisco F. Macias for Mr. Roberto Armendáriz on both cases. Mr. Armendáriz is looking for a bond reduction on these two cases. And there is a recommendation in place. I think there's 3 years probation with BHRTC with standard terms, and then to dismiss 2887, which is one of the possession of the controlled substance penalty group 1 under 1. Have I stated the terms correctly, Ms. King?
Mr. Macias, almost. So it's an either or. It's two options. It's a 3 years probated to 3 years straight probation with BHRTC, or if we are going towards the TDC time, that will be 2 TDC, and I will dismiss the possession PG1 under 1 gram.
Okay, so you want to, if he's going to go with the probation, you want both cases pled to?
Correct.
Okay. Are you opposed to a bond form right now?
I am opposed, yes.
You are, okay. Mr. Almendares,
Sir,
you want to tell the judge why you think you need and deserve a bond?
I think I've learned my lesson, and I think we all deserve a second chance, and after being here 6 months.
So let me stop you right there. Hold on a second, because if you're gonna tell me you want a second chance, Mr. Armendariz, it looks like you were on PR bond on the first case. Then you picked up the second case, so they pulled your PR bond. And then when you're on your second case, so that's that second chance, then you pick up a new case, right? Let's see. You have prior PR revo, failure to report. You failed to report when you were on PR bond for 2 months. So that's a few second chances. And then you pick up the new PG case in October, and that's why you're here. So what chance do you want? The 5th chance, the 6th chance, which chance?
Oh, one of them's not me, ma'am. So my brother was using my name. My other lawyer that I had showed me 3 mugshots. 2 are me and 1's not me. So I'm playing not guilty to the one more in the graph, which is not me.
Mr. Macias, do you have anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. King?
Your Honor, I mean, you pretty much stated everything. We have a past possession, and while he was on that possession, he picked up this one, he stopped reporting. We did have a criminal trespass in 2020, June, even though that was dismissed. We do have an AFV in 2018. It was an assault, but it was a convicted lesser charge of AFV. We have another assault conviction in 2016. I mean, it just seems like there is a drug issue as well.
Does he have any prior pen trips?
No, Your Honor, I don't believe so.
And the bonds are 6,000 and 2,000 for a total of 8?
I believe so.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So anything else, Mr. Macias?
No, besides saying that I'm not going to recommend a pen trip to my client. And I'm going to ask Ms. King to send me the plea papers, because I think that would be the best form, but then he'll make the ultimate decision.
Understood. So your client is also aware, Mr. Macias, in the event that a plea does occur with any type of BHRTC, he does have to be in custody to go to BHRTC. So you might let your client know that. So the both bond reductions will be denied based on prior non-compliance, criminal history, and safety of the community. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Armendariz.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care, Mr. Macias.
Judge, good to see you. You take care too.
Thank you. Who's next?
Vaughn, Judge. Annex, if we can get Vaughn, please.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Spencer, on this one, you were just recently appointed, correct?
Good afternoon, Judge. I'm actually covering for my brother, Josh Spencer, and my understanding was that he was just appointed.
Yeah, I think I saw January, Mr. Diddy had withdrawn. Mr. Vaughn, this is Judge Bettis. Can you hear me?
No.
Okay, we're about to get started. Go ahead, Chewy.
Yes, Judge. It's cause number 2021-0D01580. State of Texas versus Priscilla Vaughn. Announcement of council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Jake Spencer standing in for Josh Spencer on behalf of Mr. Vaughn.
And we're set for a final judges conference. I know we have a jury trial set in March, but this was a case that previous counsel had recently withdrawn. So we had a new attorney for Mr. Vaughn. I've got to believe that we need a new trial track, but I don't want to reset that now until I have information. Mr. Spencer, is there any updates on this case?
I did speak with Mr. Josh Spencer, and he indicated to me that he needs to speak with Mr. Vaughn. He's respectfully requesting a little bit more time. He says a week notice to provide that update to the court. He has not been able to go out and see Mr. Vaughn being newly appointed. And he's just respectfully requesting 1 week and he can provide an update through an email, some kind of status.
Yeah, what
to
I
do
need
that.
for him to meet with Mr. Vaughn is what I need. Ms. King, do you have a rec on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, it's going to be ATDC.
Yeah. All right. We're coming back in 1 week. Mr. Vaughn, we're going to get an update from your attorney in 1 week. And Mr. Spencer, we're going to come back every week until we get something squared away. Okay. What I mean by squared away is something that helps the court figure out, do we really need to set this for a trial? If so, how far down the road? I mean, I need to get a better idea than what I'm hearing now. Mr. Vaughn, we're going to see you in 1 week. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Spencer.
Understood, Judge. Thank you very much. Y'all be safe.
You too. Who's next, Chewy?
Judge, we have one remaining defendant, Dominguez. We're waiting for Mr. Herrera. I did his office right now, and they were going to try and get a hold of him to log in.